Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss. FM.
The program presented or submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNLY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
Welcome to Today with Cachet. It is Tuesday. It is. I have to keep up. Look, everyone, I hurt myself yesterday. Be careful. This is a reminder to everyone when you're cooking and you're cutting to cut slowly. Don't be in a rush, Cachet, to cut those garlic and onions. I did. I thought I was going to slice my finger off, but it's not so bad. I didn't have to go to the emergency room. But just as a reminder, be careful when you're cooking in the kitchen. Anyway, this morning in the studio, I thought I would do something a little bit different. And we always talk about fashion and, you know, the type of clothing, and we talk about all those aspects. But one aspect we have not spoken about is the modeling aspect, what it feels like to actually model the clothing, what it feels like to be a model. So I want to welcome this morning the wonderful Jen Bracewell, who is a professional model. Yes. Who's done a lot of modeling in the industry, and to kind of get that aspect and the perspective of what that's like. So welcome this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, of course. So obviously, I just want to let everyone know how we met. Obviously, you've done some modeling for Danny, yes. Danny Wynn, and he kind of referred to you and said she's someone to have on the show. So tell everyone a little bit about your background. Obviously, you're a model, but a little bit about how you got into it and a little bit of where you're from and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Well, I was born and raised here, so I've been here my whole life.
Okay.
But I got into modeling originally. I was about 13.
Okay.
And I've always loved fashion and, always used to play dress up.
Yes.
My mother spoiled me when it came to clothes, of course. I was the only girl, so you can only imagine. But I was actually really shy.
Okay.
But I loved to, sing and perform.
Okay.
So I kind of
they say that, though. A lot of times people who are very shy, when they get on stage, they come alive.
It's a different person.
It allows you to kind of open yourself up.
Yes.
So that's what it was like
That's
for
what
you.
it was, yeah.
Okay.
And, I went to an audition for an agency, and they're like, we love you, and it just went on from there.
Okay, so from the age of 13, and you're 14 now? Yeah. You've got such a young face. So you started at the age of 13, and you've been modeling now for
7 years.
7 years. And so you talk about, you love the aspects of that. So is it just local modeling that you've been doing, or you love to do any traveling? Tell us a little bit about what your work has consisted of.
Well, I love to travel as much as possible.
Okay.
Last year, I try to go to New York every year.
Okay.
I went to Paris last year and the year before that as well. So I definitely try to travel and get out there and expand, not just, in the Houston market or Texas.
Well, that's what I was asking. So you started off probably
Yes.
13 in Houston area, right?
Yes.
And then you did like shows, you did local little events.
Well, actually, the first agency that I signed to was based in LA.
Oh, wow.
But I lived here, so I did travel there.
Okay.
But, yeah, it was mostly here. But now I try
Okay.
to do worldwide.
Okay. Anything that would be like famous or stores or anything that we would know that you can mention? Anything?
I mean, I've been to New York Fashion Week and Paris Fashion Week.
Okay.
So, Paris is the fashion
So what's that like?
icon.
Okay, you say it so, yeah. I've been to Paris. I've done the Fashion Week. Okay, so tell us a little bit. What does that feel like? What does that feel like?
For a model, it's one of the best things
Wow.
you could do, the best feelings. I mean, once you do that, it's just like...
You know you've made it, right?
Yeah, you're getting there.
Yeah.
You're doing something good.
Yeah, and so, speaking about being a model and things of that nature, I always want to just, because your mind and my mind and different people's have different aspects of what
Yeah,
that's
of
like.
course.
What would you say is probably 1, 2, 3, whatever, of the biggest misconceptions about being a model? And what I mean to make that not so difficult of a question, but everyone thinks of the model as you're walking down the runway, everything is so beautiful, you've got everything's so glamorous. Is that exactly what it is?
It's definitely not. It's anything but. Everyone thinks it's so glamorous, and models are perfect.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to model, actually.
Okay.
People think, oh, you just get up there and look pretty, but especially, you have to know how to walk properly.
Right.
It's not just, your everyday walk down the street.
Sure, sure.
So you have to go through training, and, you actually have to practice.
Right, right.
And especially in photo shoots, you have to know your angles, and it's not just, the camera angle, it's the lighting, it's what
Right.
you're wearing, it's the makeup, it's everything that comes together, so you can create that one beautiful image.
Sure.
And a lot of people think models are, these confident women, but honestly, we get judged the most on our looks, every day.
So how does
That's
that
our
play?
job.
Great point. So that's where I was going. So how does that play into your everyday mindset? I mean, is it, you wake up and obviously you get ready, you're getting dressed, but how does that play into your mind of thinking, I've got to always look a certain way? Or do you turn off when you're at home and you're like, hey, it doesn't matter, I'll just pull my hair up in a ponytail? Or are you thinking when you walk up that door, I've got to be on all the time? How does that play in your balance?
Yeah, well, I mean, when I'm at home, I'm just chillaxing. But yeah, right when I walk out the door, you always have to look and be a certain way because you are your own brand when it comes to modeling.
Okay.
The face, the body, that's your brand.
Right.
And your personality too.
So it's not running out at real quick in some PJs and
No,
you can't afford to get away with that. Okay.
Yeah, no, especially now I have people recognize me if I just go somewhere. Like the other day I had someone at the mall be like, hey, you're Jenna Bracewell. Like,
wow.
I see you modeling. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Like, good
and
thing
so,
I look good.
You're good. You were on par, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's things like that
Yeah.
that go into a play with always being, but like you said, some of the misconceptions are it's not always as glamorous.
No, it's very stressful. You always have to, it's getting better in today's society. They're allowing more diversity.
Okay.
As far as, being super thin.
Yeah,
and,
that's a great
and
point you
tall
bring up.
and things like that. So it's definitely getting better in that aspect, but it's still, you still have to be 0 to 2. You still have to be fit and look a certain way. So you always have to be mindful. Oh, am I working out? Am I eating good? Is my skin clear?
Right. Right.
It's all those things.
And doing that, you speak on that. So what is your routine to make sure you stay that? Are you running? Are you working out?
I do try to work out as
Yeah.
much as I can. I'm a naturally healthy eater. I like, eating salads
Which
and
helps,
things like that.
yeah.
It does help. I splurge every once in a while, pizza,
You're right.
cheeseburger. But, yeah, I do naturally like eating healthy, and I always make sure to take off my makeup, do your skincare.
Always making sure, because you are your brand. Right.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the reality is eating healthy, exercising, taking your makeup, doing those things are not bad anyway. It's a great routine to have. But in the industry that you're in, you can't, in your mind, probably miss a beat, right? Because you can't afford to get to the set and say, oh, I'm sorry, I ate too much for the last 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And that's just not acceptable. Yeah, there's no acceptable.
excuse.
But it is your job, so you're accepting of that. So what we'll do is we'll take a really quick commercial, and then after commercial, we'll get into some more about modeling. We'll be right back.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
Veda's Medical Spa and Wellness Center is a premier wellness center specializing in effective medical interventions to help you look and feel younger. Dr. Nangrani is dedicated to providing unmatched personalized care using a holistic approach. that includes sophisticated cosmetic, aesthetic, and anti-aging treatments in a warm and relaxing atmosphere. Combining a medical spa with a wellness center, we ensure the best medical treatments are complemented by specialized holistic healing techniques. Veda's treatments will enhance your natural beauty and never leave you with that done look. Visit us at vedasmedspa.com or call us at 281-298-5476.
If you're tired of wasting your money on makeup bags that were not wide enough and tumbling out your cosmetics, Makeup Junkie bags are here. One of the best cosmetic and travel bags you'll ever own, handcrafted in Texas. You can visit www.makeupjunkiebags.com where you can find our collection of makeup bags, totes, man junk bags, and jewelry bags. But that's not all. These junkie bags are not only for makeup. Visit www.makeupjunkiebags.com and shop all the bags everyone loves. Get one for you, your family, and your friends.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY
Cupcakes and
91.1
Bubbles,
FM.
located at 26400 Kirkendall Road in Tomball, Texas. Cupcakes and Bubbles has the sweetest and most delicious cupcakes for the entire family. From chocolate raspberry, strawberry rhubarbs, cookies and cream, and the most popular among kids, the s'mores cupcake. Come and enjoy our cupcakes with a glass of your favorite bubbles. Visit www.cupcakesandbubbles.com for the complete list of our delicious cupcakes. Order online through our webpage. DoorDash and Uber Eats is available too. Enjoy life's sweetest moments with Cupcakes and Bubbles.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
It started as a dream. When I was a little kid, I always wanted to have my own restaurant. And it was a dream that finally we had the opportunity to build it here in the Woodlands. And I'm so happy with it.
It's a really authentic Italian food. I try to maintain the most original possible. It's very important. Every day I make my fresh pasta.
Chi mangia bene, mangia
italiano.
italiano. Please come and visit us.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. It's time to change. If you like country, we play it. If you like pop, we play it. If you like Latin music, we play it. If you like rock and roll, we play it. Because no one does fusion music like we do. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
Good morning and welcome back. It is Tuesday. Of course, it's fashion we're talking. But today we've got a special guest in the studio. We have the Jenna Bracewell, who is a professional model herself. We are getting the ins and outs of what it's like to be a model, right? We put on our clothing like we put on our dresses, and we walk up the door and we look at you in the magazines and we go, oh, but we want to understand, or at least I need to understand a little bit more, and everyone out there, what's it really like? And you can kind of give us that window. And we were talking before commercial, and I was asking some of the questions that I know a lot of people want to know about, right? Like, you know, it is beautiful, you know, everything's great, you see the pictures, but there are some sides to it that people either want to know about, right? Like, and we were talking a little bit about the eating, and yes, good for you, because you said, hey, I naturally like to eat healthy, and so it works for you. But there's also that side to it. There's a little bit of, I say there's a side, I haven't been in it, but I want to kind of hear from your perspective when people have to be a certain size, right? Like, double zeros, or the dress is this size, and you said, I got to be fit. Are there some people that you know that kind of dance that line with eating issues and things of that nature? And how do you see the industry helping women who face that get around that? You made a good point. You said there's diversity, there's changes happening. Yeah. What are you seeing happening to get past that?
Well, yeah, like I said, there is more diversity, but there's still, you know, it's not fully there yet. Okay. The industry's working on it. Okay. But I think it also helps that, you know, everyday people are looking at models and being like, I'm not going to look like that in those clothes. You know, people are starting to realize that's not realistic. Okay. And so I think that also helps. And, you know, it's a mindset, especially in the modeling industry. Okay. It's not just, oh, I have to be skinny. It's it gets in your subconscious. You know what
Okay.
I mean? People don't realize, but it's much more than, oh, I have to eat healthy. It's I have to do this.
Right, because it's like
It's like a need.
right,
Yeah.
and well, because it's a job.
Yeah.
So it's no longer, well, today I can get away with this because next week, I'll just take it off.
Yeah.
You either in or you're out.
Yeah.
And so from that perspective, people tend to do whatever it takes.
Yes.
And in cases where you probably have seen people push the limits on their eating and do different things, and people face that. But one of the things, and I think all women to some degree have struggled with the issue of,
Yeah.
do I not eat too much today? Let me just say I have, or do I today not going to drink too much
Yeah.
liquids because I got to take a picture today, or things like that. Whatever the case may be, we all have gone through that. But then there are times when it gets pushed, especially when you're under those circumstances.
Yeah.
But I think overall, you bring out a great point. I'm hearing more and more
Yeah.
that the industry is hearing this, and they're trying to take steps to make it more open
It is,
and
yeah.
to try to help people with that. And the one way that is really good to combat that is exercise and eating healthy. Because if you exercise and have a real lifestyle like that, that will bring you to a good, would
A
you
good
agree?
spot, in your
would you agree?
mind
Yeah.
and in life in general.
Great. Well, let's talk about some fun side a little bit to it. So let's say you're getting ready for Paris, or you're getting ready for Milan or whatever. What's that like? You now have been told, Jen, you're going to come out and you're going to model the big fashion week of the year or whatever. How do you prepare for that?
Well, for that, I would probably start, honestly, a couple months at least in advance, like 2 months, really like buckle down and make sure I can't skip that day at the gym.
Right. But I mean, as far as like the clothing, do they tell you, do you know what you're going to wear? What's that preparation? Are you starting? Yeah. What's that
Usually
like?
you don't know what you're going to
Okay.
wear till the day of.
Okay.
Or an hour before, or even 30 seconds
Oh,
before.
wow. So-
There'll be situations where they're like, oh, we need a model. You're in this dress. Go.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
very quick, very
Yeah.
fast.
And Ivan, can you pull up some pictures? Speaking of that, let's pull up some pictures of you. Wow. There you are. So tell us a little bit about that.
So this is a dress by Danny Wynn Couture here in Houston.
Let's just say his pieces are amazing.
Yes,
I mean,
they
look
are.
at that dress.
Yes.
It must have been amazing to put that on and to wear that.
Yes, it was such an experience. This is in Paris. We were at this big park. I think that's actually like a government building. But
I'm trying to remember which one. I've been to Paris several times. I don't want to say it wrong. Okay, keep going.
But actually at this photo shoot, there's a couple other girls there, and we had a whole crew. And while we were shooting, there was probably at least 200 people
watching
surrounding
you.
us watching it. Yeah.
So what's that like?
Well, the
yeah.
cops came over and they're like, "Oh, you can't make this big scene."
Okay.
But no, it's so fun and interesting, especially people want to come and take pictures with you.
Yeah.
And I honestly just love that, especially the little kids.
Oh, good.
I actually used to teach little girls runway, and so that also for me is just so heartwarming, and I love that side of it.
Awesome.
Getting to teach the young ones.
And
but yeah, it's just an amazing
that was a
experience.
beautiful picture. Let's pull up another one. I think we have wow.
Yeah, that was a photo shoot. We actually got on these little.
And this was in
canoe-
Paris as well?
Yes, that was in Paris
That
as well.
picture right there is just magazine. Please tell me that made it to the magazine. I mean, that's totally something I would see in one of the Vogue magazines. I just said Vogue, whatever, pick your choice. But the whole idea, that whole shoot, that is just beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, that was an experience. Getting on a little kayak canoe.
Being pushed out in
with,
the water.
with
Yeah.
high heels on. You're
Oh my
just like,
God.
okay, go.
Yeah. And don't fall over and look like you're just comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, all that goes behind getting and that dress, again, was that one of Danny's?
Yes, that was one of Danny's.
Oh, wow. That is just beautiful. And so you're doing these shoots, and this is just to put up before the show. Why are these shoots? What are these for?
Well,
Yeah.
those shoots are basically like his editorial pictures to promote that collection.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, those are for him for commercial use.
Okay. And so then you get out, and they pull you back in, they strip you out of that, and then it's on to the next thing, right?
Yeah, actually, the previous picture, that was all in one day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a full day of shooting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple more, I think we don't. Now, where was it? So now we're going into a completely different direction.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that.
So this is a picture by photographer Shane Dante. He's a really great photographer. We just did a collab on this. This was like, you know, around summertime. I didn't really, as a model, you need these kind of pictures.
Of course, it's a gorgeous picture.
Thank you, but yeah, you need like the swimsuit pictures so people can see your body.
And I love that you chose something different. Like, I like that. It was very, and you blended, I love the natural, blended with the natural of the background. Or whoever chose to do that, but yeah.
Yeah, so that was a gorgeous picture. And this is also a dress by Danny One Couture.
Wow. Look at his pieces.
Yeah, they're absolutely stunning. This is by Kayla Pruitt. She goes by KP Bang. She's an amazing photographer. We did a lot of other looks in this photo shoot that are also just amazing. I love her lighting, and she has a very artistic eye. So
wow,
that was that photo shoot.
Very, very nice.
This is also
I mean, look at you. You look like, I mean, complete. That can't be you.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is.
did you? I mean, you look. I mean, you go from one look, and that's the thing about the modeling. They can transform you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell us where we're at. Yeah. Go ahead.
This is actually at Lucky Land in Houston. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's kind of like I don't want to say a theme park, but kind of. It's like a walk through gardens.
Okay.
And yeah, we were there promoting their business as well as Danny's line. So that was an editorial shoot we did. That was really fun.
Beautiful dress again. I mean, just simple. Beautiful. Go ahead.
And then this photo is by Frances Payne, another great photographer I got to work with.
Time to go and own the corporate world.
Yes.
Yeah, take charge and tell anyone to get out of your way.
Yeah, that's the thing about modeling too. You have to have so many diverse pictures and looks. So if someone's casting, someone casting for something business-like, you can send, you can look like that.
Right. So it's creating your portfolio, right, and having it ready so that these go out. Let's talk a little bit about that. So a portfolio, if someone is wanting to get into the business, you're a young girl, we can speak to young girls, young boys, or anyone who's out there right now, what would you say are some tips? I love what you just said. Your collection there was a diverse collection. How does that play into getting parts or getting picked up and things of that nature?
Well, when you're first starting out, honestly, you just need a couple of plain photos and a great headshot.
Okay.
That's what you need. And to be honest, if you want, you can always find photographers that are willing to collaborate or, to build their portfolio as well. That's a good place to start. But if you want, like, those wow pictures, you're going to have to spend a little money. And that's probably the only thing you should spend when you're starting out.
Sure. And how does that work today? You think about years ago, and I know you're still quite young, but you think about you had to go to certain agencies. You would hear the names. You got to go sign up with this agency, and then you can become a model. Yeah. Today, I'm just curious with the way social media and pictures everywhere, how does that play into a person wanting to get into the industry? Does it matter if you're at an agency nowadays? Does it matter? Is it who you know? What makes the difference?
Well, social media has definitely changed the game when it comes to modeling, and I see it changing even more. And you see these girls, and they're called Instagram models, but they are modeling and they're creating a name for themselves.
But are they going to Paris Fashion Week?
No, I mean it's a little different.
There is still some difference.
It depends on what you want to do. And to do like Paris Fashion Week and to work with the huge brands, you do have to be signed.
Okay.
But you can definitely get your start without being signed. Like I said, I got my start signing with an agency, but I'm not currently. I'm looking for a good one. But
so you hear that, everyone? She's looking for you. She's looking for her. Okay.
But it's definitely not necessary to start with one, and I think that's a great thing that social media has done as far as that. It gives more people a platform to reach out as well. I mean, you can get in contact with different photographers, you can see their work, things like that also. It's not just like, here I am, here's my modeling. It's networking as well. Right,
and it's constantly ever-changing, right?
It is.
So you're always having to reinvent yourself, I guess, and compete with the masses as well, or?
Yeah, I mean, you can go to an agency today and they'll be like, no, we're not looking for you right now. But you can go to them 3 months from now and they'll be like, you're exactly what we're looking for.
So persistent. Don't give up.
No,
keep going. Go to different doors.
Yes, Yes. I mean, just because someone here isn't looking for your look doesn't mean the next door isn't.
Right.
You know, so you definitely have to look around, and you should not get discouraged if someone says no. I've been to so many agencies, and they're like, you know what, we're not looking for your look right now.
It's not because you don't look right, or it's just they don't need that particular look. Right.
Exactly. It's nothing personal,
Yeah.
and that's something you just have to learn in the industry, especially when you're young. It's like, you know, you can get discouraged so easily, but it's nothing personal. It's just the way it is.
Okay. Well, we'll take another quick commercial, and when we come back, I want to dig into what some of your favorite designs are and some of your go-tos. So we'll be right back. We'll take a quick commercial.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
If you're tired of wasting your money on makeup bags that were not wide enough and tumbling out your cosmetics, Makeup Junkie bags are here. One of the best cosmetic and travel bags you'll ever own, handcrafted in Texas. You can visit www.makeupjunkiebags.com where you can find our collection of makeup bags, totes, man junk bags, and jewelry bags. But that's not all. These junkie bags are not only for makeup. Visit www.makeupjunkiebags.com and shop all the bags everyone loves. Get one for you, your family, and your friends.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Wellness Center is a premier wellness center specializing in effective medical interventions to help you look and feel younger. Dr. Nangrani is dedicated to providing unmatched personalized care using a holistic approach that includes sophisticated cosmetic, aesthetic, and anti-aging treatments in a warm and relaxing atmosphere. Combining a medical spa with a wellness center, we ensure the best medical treatments are complemented by specialized holistic healing techniques. Veda's treatments will enhance your natural beauty and never leave you with that done look. Visit us at vedasmedspa.com or call us at 281-298-5476.
It started as a dream. When I was a little kid, I always wanted to have my own restaurant, and it was a dream that finally we had the opportunity to build it here in the Woodlands, and I'm so happy with it.
It's a really authentic Italian food. I try to maintain the most original possible. It's very important. Every day I make my fresh pasta.
Chi mangia bene, mangia italiano. Please come and visit us.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY
Cupcakes and Bubbles,
91.1
located at 26400 Kirkendall Road in Tomball, Texas. Cupcakes and Bubbles has the sweetest and most delicious cupcakes for the entire family. From chocolate raspberry, strawberry rhubars, cookies and cream, and the most popular among kids, the s'mores cupcake. Come and enjoy our cupcakes with a glass of your favorite bubbles. Visit www.cupcakesandbubbles.com for the complete list of our delicious cupcakes. Order online through our webpage. DoorDash and Uber Eats is available too. Enjoy life's sweetest moments with Cupcakes and Bubbles.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Welcome back to Today with Cachet. Yes, it is. It's Fashion Tuesday, and I am so excited this morning because I get to speak to a model firsthand about fashion. We have the wonderful Jenna Braitswell in the studio this morning, professional model herself, giving us the ins and outs. I mean, really, talking. Yes. We're kind of covering a little bit of it all. And one of the things I wanted to find out from you is what are some of your favorite designers that you like to wear? I mean, both maybe on the runway, but also just every day. Like, where do you like to shop? What's your style?
I personally, I like different styles.
Yeah.
I like a little bit of everything.
Okay, that's which is great. You have to probably, right?
Yeah. So sometimes I like maybe a little more tomboy. Sometimes like a super girly girl.
Okay. Are there any go-tos? Yeah, for you.
I like. I don't know if you ever ordered at House of CB. They have some gorgeous
House
dresses.
of CB. I don't know.
They're
if I know.
online only.
Okay, House of CB.
I mean, they have stores, but not here.
Okay, well, I got to look into that. Okay.
They have some really nice dresses.
Yeah.
I like. I used to like BB, but they're kind of out of style.
They're out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're out of it.
When you look at some of the designers, top designers out there, like your Gucci's and your Pradas, and is there any Versace, whoever, is there any particular style that speaks to you more than the other, and why? Like in your opinion, yeah.
I really like. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Well, you see so many, is what happens.
Yeah.
You see so many different. Is it more about a style than it is the designer for you?
I mean, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Alexander McQueen. That's.
Oh, Alexander McQueen.
Love,
He's edgy, is he not?
Yes, I enjoy the edgy, but you know, there's still feminine aspects of it.
Of
you know,
course.
I feel like it's very empowering.
I would agree with you.
I love that kind of style. Yeah.
Okay, that gives me an idea.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, one of my favorite shoe designers is Zanotti.
Yes. Oh, love.
Oh my God, because that's the same thing. Edgy,
yes, exactly.
but still has that. So I'm with. I'm the same way. I love edge, but I love a little girly too.
Yes.
So one of the things I want to circle back to, and then we'll come back to some of the fun stuff again, is you had mentioned earlier. You said, okay, I'm just looking at your photos up there, and I'm thinking, okay, she's like so beautiful, right? And I'm casting. I've got to think, who would I pick? Okay, I'm picking her. But you said I'm not working right now. Like, and to your point, you said. Doesn't mean because you're beautiful, doesn't mean because your shots are great, but why? Why do you think right now you want to tell us a little bit about why you think and
well,
you're done?
I'm not signed right now currently because I am looking to expand outside of Houston.
Okay, why is that?
It's well, I don't want to do more than Houston sticks to Houston.
Okay, and so you say that. I want to, you know me, I'm going to dig a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
So what does that mean? Houston sticks to Houston. Yeah.
Well, I find that a lot of it's very localized, which is great.
Right.
But at the same time, for someone who wants to do more, for someone who I personally, you know, I want to make it.
Okay.
And
you're like, I want to get to the top, right?
Yes.
And Houston doesn't want. Would you find that Houston is a city that is not like in New York, number one? Okay,
yes,
we got that. We'll start with that.
Yes.
We'll start with that. And it's not like in LA.
No, yeah.
So in those type of cities, if I'm hearing you, correct me if I'm wrong, they are looking to promote and push and say, we've got a great talent here. This particular individual wants to go up here. We're going to back her.
Yes.
Houston says, I got an individual like that. I'm going to hold on to her. Because I'm not letting her go. Is that what you're telling me?
That is exactly what I mean.
And so Houston needs, we got to talk to Houston.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to talk to Houston for you because that's not acceptable. When someone needs to go, they need to go. And no one should ever hold you back.
No, and also, if you think about it, it helps us.
Right.
It does.
Well, it helps Houston.
Yes, exactly.
Well, yeah.
I mean, when you get there and you're like, oh, I'm from Houston, then people start looking at Houston like, wow, what do they have?
Right.
But it's kind of holding us back.
Well, sometimes I think in a lot of cases, whether it's a city, whether it's because we know Houston's a wonderful city.
Yes.
The Woodlands is a wonderful place as well. There's different, but a lot of times they have followed a format for so long, and there is when it's time to stretch. You have some people who are ready to stretch. You have some people who aren't.
Yeah.
And so those two have to come together and come eventually. So, you know, what is that called when they used to say, I would travel to New York, I would travel to LA, and I'd find something. Or a movie would be there quicker. You would always hear this years ago.
Yeah.
You probably, because it was before your time, they would get everything before Houston got it, or before because they were ready to take it. And Houston or other places are not quite as ready.
Yeah.
And I think more and more, as we become more diverse, we open our minds up, travel, we become more international, people start to have to open themselves up.
Yeah.
Because you can't stay stagnant.
Yeah,
I think in your case, I know you're going because you've got the attitude and you're not stopping. Okay, so I was curious about that. So now I understand. Houston, please open up. We'll talk to them. We'll get them where they need to. Anyway, let's go back to some of the fun stuff here. So the other thing I wanted to ask you about, because when Danny was here, he talked a lot about fast fashion versus couture. And what are your thoughts on when you get to put on a couture dress versus just an everyday wear? I mean, and what are your thoughts about fast fashion, if you have any on that as well, and where we're going with that?
Well, you know, fast fashion, that's the thing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you can see a celebrity wearing something and every brand has a copy, a look-alike.
Yes.
A day, weeks, soon
They're on the
after.
cutting board, ready to go.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, that's the thing about fast fashion. I mean, there's a good and a bad to it.
Okay.
I mean, of course, you're not going to get the same feel as when you put on something custom
Right.
and something couture.
Because you have to feel like when you're wearing those dresses versus what today what you're wearing, which
Yeah.
is fine, great, but it has to take you up. You have to feel like, oh my God, as a lady, and I mean, tell me.
Of course. I mean, it's definitely, it brings you into a different mindset and
yeah.
attitude. Yeah, but I mean, for every day, of course, the regular consumer, the everyday person,
Can't
fast
walk
fashion.
around in that, right?
Yeah, of course. So fast fashion is the way to go, and especially, you know, you're getting things for so cheap now.
Right.
It's just like, how can you not pass
Well,
that
and I
up?
think there's, to your point, I think there is a part of fast fashion that you have to have, but I think you still have to shop wisely.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
within anything, there's always still some good you can get out of it.
Yeah.
There is some that is just like you wear it one time and it's over, and it's
Yeah.
torn and it's not gonna, or it's gonna shrink.
Yeah.
There is, and then there's another tier where you still are, you know. So you have to find that price point that works for you.
Yeah.
Find the sales. Be smart when you shop, just like when you're doing anything else.
Of course.
And quality over quantity. Would you
Yes.
agree? I would.
I agree.
Yeah. So let's talk about fashion. Fashion, as far as it goes in and out, right? Like
Yes.
it's a cycle. It recycles itself. So would you ever say in fashion that there's any absolute no's you shouldn't do? Don't wear this at a certain time. Do you believe in all that, or are you kind of the sense that says do what you want, wear what you want, how you want?
I'm personally a do what you want, wear what you want, whenever you want.
Yeah. Okay.
But of course there are trends that are hot, you know, those weeks. And, you know, that will get you more traffic if you, like, you know, cater to those trends online if you're looking to do that.
Yeah.
Or there's also the exact opposite side. You know, you can get that traffic in, or if you're doing your own thing, people are really, you know, refreshed by that, and then they take eye to that as well.
Okay.
So there's both sides to it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
And I think it's also every model's going to have a different mindset. It sounds to me you're pretty, like you said, open-minded to say, hey, try your style, be yourself. Because
Yeah.
I was going to say, are there any absolute no's? Like you would tell someone just do not do in fashion. Like, oh my God, do not walk out in that. You should not walk out in that. But what would you say to that?
No, I think,
Yeah.
you know, different people can pull off different things.
Yeah.
So I say go for it. You know, wear what you want to wear
Yeah.
and be confident in that, in your own style.
Yeah, yeah. And age appropriate, all that kind of stuff. I mean, there are some, I guess, to some degree. But,
Yeah.
but no, you have to know yourself, right? And
Yeah,
you have
of
to know
course.
your limits and what you should and shouldn't do. What's
Yeah.
your take on, and this is one I'm curious about, consignment shopping and vintage shopping versus brand new? Do you consignment shop? Do you vintage shop? at
I
all?
do.
Okay.
Not very often,
Yeah.
but I do every once in a while.
Okay.
And honestly, I have found some great pieces myself.
I would agree. I would agree.
I have this one dress that I just absolutely love. I don't get to wear it much because it's kind of hot. It's like
Right.
20s, super old. But no, it's, you know, something I would not find if I was shopping today.
Right.
You know, it's some things you can only get if you consignment shop or vintage shop.
Sure.
So there's that side of it. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy it every once in a while.
Right.
And maybe even you can also, you know, DIY things and make them look brand new.
Yeah.
You know, put a little new edge on it, and people do that all the time.
So what other, just speaking aside of modeling, what other things do you like to do? So obviously modeling keeps you kind of, or are there some other things that grab your attention besides modeling? In your
Well,
spare time or whatever, yeah.
You know, I do like to go out with friends.
So you have, of course, I'm sure you have
No,
a great group
but
of friends.
I like to do outdoorsy things. Actually, I went hiking last weekend.
Okay.
So I mean, I just like trying new things, and especially different food. I'm definitely a foodie.
Oh, you're a foodie, okay.
I'm a foodie.
But it sounds like for you, let's go back to the point you said about you're wanting to get up to Houston and kind of move along. So where do you see yourself going? What are you looking for? It sounds like for you, yeah, you kind of go out, you have your family, you like to, but you've got your heart and your mind focused
Yeah.
and set.
Yeah.
What is that on, and where do you see yourself?
Well, I would like to obviously, like I said, get signed with a bigger agency so I can be pushed out into those different areas.
Okay.
And, you know, I would like to be the face of a brand that I love.
Okay.
I mean, that's really,
So would you want to be the face of Alexander McQueen?
I would die. No,
That wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that
okay,
wouldn't.
okay.
Yeah, that would be that's like top tier for me.
Aw.
But I mean, walking the runway is great
Yes.
and all, and that's like the fun thing to do.
Right,
You know, that's
okay.
the fun.
That's
but,
the fun
part. I enjoy photo shoots probably
Okay.
more than anything.
Okay.
So
What do you like
for
about
me,
photo shoots?
I like the experience. It's
You do amazingly well in
Thank
them. I mean,
you.
you're very photogenic, so yeah.
Thank you. It's kind of like, I mean, walking the runway is just like, okay, you walk.
You walk, you go, okay,
Walk.
hi, and then you walk off.
Yeah. Doing a photo shoot requires a little bit more thinking behind it because, like I said previously, you do have to know the lighting, the
Yeah.
angles,
Yeah.
what you're wearing, and, you know, it depends on what type of photo shoot because if you're doing a photo shoot for a brand, I mean, they don't really care about you. They do, but I mean, obviously they chose you for a reason.
Right.
But you're there to show off their product to
Right.
the best of your ability.
Okay.
And I learned this very early on when I first got assigned. My very first photo shoot, they told me, if you can't get the shot in 15 clicks,
You're out.
you're out. And it's true. They have another girl waiting that probably looks very similar to
So
you.
she's just sitting around the corner waiting for you. And
I
they're,
mean-
and they're saying, okay, we're on click number 13. And you're like, crap. I mean, is that how it works?
I mean, not exactly, but pretty close. If you
Yeah.
can't get the shot, they're gonna be like, you wasted everyone's time.
Oh, wow.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you're putting on this big production. Everyone's getting paid. You know, everyone's
Time is money.
Time is money.
You're
They're-
wasting their time and money.
They're waiting on you to give them the shot.
So I would have to wonder that would actually make you stronger and make you tougher. What does that do to you after going through that maybe 2 or 3 times, 4 times? First time you probably go, oh, you cry, right? But
Yeah.
the second, third, fourth time, you're like, okay, I'm either going to get this, I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to show them why they need to pick me.
Exactly.
Or how does that strengthen your skin and get you thicker?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, the first couple times you obviously get discouraged, but, you know, or they're like, oh, you need to do this or you need to do this, and you're like, okay, I need to show them.
Okay.
It changes your mindset really quick.
Okay.
Because, you know, you want to be that person that everyone talks about. You know, because word gets around. If you don't
Yeah.
perform, you know,
They're gonna tell
they're
another
gonna tell.
director or
exactly.
photo,
So
yeah.
you know, you need to really bring it when you go to photo shoots. My mom.
Let's talk
I
about
love
mom.
her.
Hi, Mom. Say hi to Mommy.
She always tries to give me a pep talk, and she's like, "Okay, you got this." And you know, it really helps if you have people supporting you
Sure.
as well. But yeah, it's just a mindset. You have to
Okay.
get it, and you know, if you really want it, you're gonna practice. You're gonna know your angles. You're gonna know your lighting. You're gonna know, you know, what the photographer's doing. You're gonna talk to them
Yeah.
about their vision. You know, you got to make that relationship as well, and you have to have a good personality.
Right.
That's another thing. If you're like blah, they're gonna be like, oh, well, she was good, but like, you know, we can get someone better.
Well, I can tell you this, just sitting here with you right now before we take a commercial, you've got the beauty, you've got the mind, you've got the strength, and boy, do you have a determination in you. I can just see it. You're going wherever you want to go, okay? No one's stopping you. I can see that. We're going to take a quick commercial, and we'll be right back.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
If you're tired of wasting your money on makeup bags that were not wide enough and tumbling out your cosmetics, Makeup Junkie bags are here. One of the best cosmetic and travel bags you'll ever own, handcrafted in Texas. You can visit www.makeupjunkiebags.com where you can find our collection of makeup bags, totes, man junk bags, and jewelry bags. But that's not all. These junkie bags are not only for makeup. Visit www.makeupjunkiebags.com and shop all the bags everyone loves. Get one for you, your family, and your friends.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. It's time to change. If you like country, we play it. If you like pop, we play it. If you like Latin music, we play it. If you like rock and roll, we play it because no one does fusion music like we do. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
Veda's Medical Spa and Wellness Center is a premier wellness center specializing in effective medical interventions to help you look and feel younger. Dr. Nangrani is dedicated to providing unmatched personalized care using a holistic approach that includes sophisticated cosmetic, aesthetic, and anti-aging treatments in a warm and relaxing atmosphere. Combining a medical spa with a wellness center, we ensure the best medical treatments are complemented by specialized holistic healing techniques. Veda's treatments will enhance your natural beauty and never leave you with that done look. Visit us at vedasmedspa.com or call us at 281-298-5476.
Hey, I'm Sebastian de Villafranca. Together with Daniel Bisoño and Diana Mota, we will bring you the latest information regarding entertainment and gossip all the way from Mexico City. Join us for a really fun hour together only on KLNY 91.1 FM.
Do you feel that your energy costs are unnaturally high? Do you want to fortify your building and keep it strong and secure for years to come? Then NRG Spray Foam Installation is the answer you're looking for. Our unique foam installation is made to help our customers save in energy, prevent gas, air, and moisture infiltration, as well as helping with general stability in your building structure. Call us at 713-936-3021 or visit us online at nrgfoam.com for more information. NRG Spray Foam. Building green, living green.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
Welcome back to Today with Cachet. It is Tuesday, and today in the studio we are talking fashion, but we're talking it from the mindset of a model, a professional model. We have Jenna Bracewell in the studio, who's kind of educating us on what's it like being a model, all the funs, the ins, the outs, trying to cover it all. So what I haven't asked, is you got to give me a couple of stories, like something that happened that was like funny and something that was like crazy that happened during, whether it was Paris, whether it was Milan, wherever. You got to give me a couple of stories.
Okay, so let's see, a funny story. I mean, it's kind of funny when it happens.
Well, it's all relative, right?
Yeah,
okay,
right.
I'll see if it's funny. I'll make this. I'm just joking. So you have to be there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one photo shoot you saw in the swimsuit on the beach.
Oh, Lord.
So first of all, getting that giant piece of driftwood in the ocean, because it was kind of...
Oh, that's right. They had to pull that in.
They had to pull it in.
That.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it wasn't fully there, so I had to kind of hold it with my body at the same
You
time.
were holding it with like
I was like,
or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was holding it down.
Okay.
And there's another picture I have where I'm like laying down next to it.
Okay.
And you know the waves are coming, so I'm trying to like get up above like the waves when they come, and like you're still trying to like look cute and all.
Right,
and then all of a sudden this giant wave comes and splashes me on the head.
That's where your hair's wet.
Yeah, that's
But
actually
it looked
why.
part of it. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah. So my whole face, I all
Oh,
got
my
drenched,
God.
and the drift was like pushing me, and I was like rolling, and
so you're trying to get through all that. And no one knows that. When we see that shit, we're like, oh, look how cute.
Yeah.
And yet you have to go through all of that. And
Yeah.
see, they talk about those clicks. Well, do they take that into consideration when they're talking about those 15 clicks? All of the stress that you have to go through. I mean,
They do.
I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. Yeah. So okay, now you got to give me something that was like a drama crazy. Like I can only imagine like the dress tearing, or you're about to go off and it falls, or I mean something crazy happening. I mean, you've had to have a horror story. Yeah.
So okay, actually another one of the pictures that we showed, in the red dress, the first one.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I said, we were in a park in Paris.
Oh, that's right, with the 200 people
And
staring at
I
you.
hope Paris doesn't hear this, but
Come on. Okay, Paris. Let's see. Well, they may. This goes all around.
Right. We weren't supposed to be shooting there because it was like in a park, and so like I said, these 200 people are standing around us, and there's no place to change outside as well. So we're trying to like discreetly change outside, like behind some trees.
They've got somebody's holding like a blanket up or something.
Yes, exactly. That's how it is a lot of times.
Sure.
But and then you know these police come over and they're like,
Lord.
you can't shoot here, and we're like, we're trying to tell them, like, we're trying to tell them, it's just like for personal use because you're not allowed to shoot commercially.
I see.
So we're like, so we kind of got booted out.
You got a slap on the hand.
Yeah, we got a
slap
slap on the wrist.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
we
it
won't
was
do
fine.
it again.
No, exactly.
We won't do
right?
it again. Officers in Paris, we won't do that again. We're sorry.
Yeah, anything to get the shot, right?
But anyway, okay. So so those are some of the things that go on, like we talk about in the modeling world. That it's glamorous, it's beautiful, it's fun. But that's also the other side of it. It's difficult sometimes trying to get that
stressful,
pose.
yeah.
Yeah, we're flipping through these magazines, going, oh, okay, but be mindful of what you've gone through to do that.
Yeah.
There's another part of it that we have not talked about that I want to talk about is behind the scenes. So I've kind of got the aspect of what it's like for you in the world of, but what's it like when you've got 12 other ladies or 12, I'm assuming it's just the girls with the girls and the guys with the guys.
Actually,
do they mix?
they do
Okay,
mix.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's
they
the other
do
thing.
mix.
Okay, so it's co-ed.
Yes.
But what is it like as far as just the stress? I mean, are other women competing with each other? Is it everybody building each other up? How does that play into when you're behind the scenes and helping each other in the industry?
Well, it just depends. I mean, a lot of people here are very supportive. Like, I know a lot of girls that I love to work with, and that when I do, and when I am in the position to hire models as well, I always go to them. They always show up. They always show out. They always do a great job. So there is like a building up and supporting in that sense. But at the same time, if you go to New York or Paris Fashion Week, and you're waiting to get fitted for a designer, it's very competitive. Okay. People are waiting that it's like piranhas,
Right.
You're just waiting there like, oh, pick me. And, girls will be like, oh, I want that dress. And, they're not afraid to take your spot at all. So, yeah.
Well, meaning they're going to want the same. So basically, if everyone's casting for that same spot and it's 200 girls, no one's going to be like, oh, you know what? Go ahead of me.
Yeah.
Take the dress. Here's an extra beautiful pair of shoes. You go, girl.
No,
go get it.
It's not gonna happen.
Right. So you have to just kind of fend for yourself, right?
You do, yeah.
And look out for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it in a nice way, but you still have to be. But
I guess when y'all are doing, and I'm thinking, I don't know why I'm thinking of like the Victoria swimsuit comp. I don't even know if they're doing that again, but all of them back there and all these costumes and stuff. At that point, it's just a fin for all, right? Everybody's just running. No one's trying to compete or anything. What's that like when it's just people in the back throwing things around?
It gets very hectic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
People are putting on makeup. People are putting on shoes, dresses, literally seconds before you go on.
Right.
And even sometimes you'll have 2 changes or even 3 changes in one runway show. So you have less than a minute to get changed into your next look. So you literally have people back there dressing you.
Right.
I've had a situation where there was one girl in between my first and second look.
Meaning
I went out, came back, she went out. I only had the time that she was walking the runway to get changed.
So it's better if you had like 2 or 3 girls that go out. It gives you time, is what you're saying.
Time.
But if you only have one,
it's crazy. I literally had 5 people dressing me. I had one person like fixing my shirt, one person putting on my right shoe, one person putting on my left shoe, a person fixing my hair.
Right.
So yeah, it gets very hectic.
And you're used to I guess at this point. You've done that for so many years now that
I appreciate
normal.
all these people.
Yeah, well, it becomes normal. Like, right? You would be like, if you went to a shoot now and no one was there to help, you'd be like, well, what am I going to do, right?
Yeah.
So that becomes the normal.
Yes.
And speaking about the other aspects, you talked earlier about makeup and hair, and how does that? Do you have your own personal hairstylist and makeup artist, and how do you play into that?
So a lot of times, usually whoever you're working for, or the job or the fashion show, they'll have hair and makeup artists there. But sometimes you can come with your hair and makeup done, only if they say.
Right. I was going to say, because how does that work? Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you shouldn't change if you don't like your hair and makeup, too bad.
I guess I'd be a mess.
Too bad.
I'd go from short to long to tall. That's those other, because for example, if you show a casting picture, or they picked you by your picture, and they said this is what they want, and you changed it.
That does happen, actually. If you send in your headshot and like me, okay, I have long brown hair, and I was to chop it off and dye it blonde tomorrow, and I sent that headshot in, they'd be like,
well, I would say, this is what I would say. I'd say, calm down. let me just go down to the wig store. I will get what I need. We can work this up very simply. I mean, really? I mean, nowadays, my point is that you can put in extensions.
Wigs,
But
a lot of people, you know, they don't want to deal with all of that. They're like, you need to look how you say you look.
For sure. In other words, they're picking you based on what they see.
Yes.
And so
that's why your portfolio is so important.
Right. That's why your portfolio is so important. And I guess you have to stay what your portfolio is. So if you change your look, you have to update your portfolio. Is that what I'm hearing?
That is
then
correct.
market the new one. And I'm getting good at this. Maybe I should be an agent. No, I'm joking. But at the same time, you also have to be open-minded so that when you, let's say they picked you with your hair this way. If you go to do a shoot and they say, we changed our mind, we want you to be blonde, then you go blonde. Right? Or how does that work? She's like, no, I don't want to be blonde. Okay, that's how.
I mean, if it was for Alexander McQueen, I'd go blonde.
Okay, so Alexander McQueen, you need to call her, okay, and she's ready. But okay, go ahead. Yes.
But you know, it's what you're willing to do at the same time, and what you're getting paid. If you're like, oh, it's worth it to dye my hair blonde, I'm just gonna dye it back later. If it's worth it to you, then that's fine. But if not, you can be like, well, you didn't say that. You know?
I like that.
You gotta stick up for yourself and what you're willing to do as well. You can't just get walked all over. But at the same time, you know, you're a model and that's your job. You're there to be a mannequin for them.
Right.
And what they want. So if it's worth it to you, then.
Well, it sounds like once you've agreed to the terms, then that means you are accepting what they're telling you to do.
Yes.
But if you don't agree to it,
then
don't accept it. Don't go get yourself signed up for something and say, I'm going to do it just to get in, and realize that's not what you want to do. Because I think what I'm hearing is that's when you're going to start to feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
But if you take what you really like, Alexander McQueen, and you give someone what they want, then everything will be fine.
Yeah, of course.
So I hear what you're saying in that aspect. So what other just small tips would you tell anybody? We've got a few minutes left. I want to obviously let everyone know how to get a hold of you. So tell everybody your website and all that. But any last minute tips you just tell anybody out there who's listening, who's whether they're going to put their child into modeling or whether they've just gotten started, what would you kind of give them out there?
So for people who are maybe getting their children into modeling or, you know, a loved one that they care about, make sure if you go to an agency, you do not pay them. The only thing you should be paying for is getting your portfolio started, which is understandable because your photographer has to get paid, and you usually get a book that you show to casting directors and things like that. So you should only pay for that. That's it. Nothing else.
They say sign you up, pay me $1 million, run.
No,
run away.
It's no good.
You shouldn't have to pay for that.
No,
only
you should not pay for that.
Okay, got that.
If you think about it, they're working for you.
Right. If anything, you should be getting paid, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Your jobs pay them.
Right.
You know. So yeah. And for anyone who's starting, just be confident and be yourself.
I love that.
And practice.
Okay.
I mean, it's like I said, it's a lot more work than people think. When you get into it, you're like, oh shoot, I have to do all of this.
Yeah, it's not just sitting there and smiling.
It's not. It's a lot more work than you think.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you really want it and you're persistent and, you know, you have that mindset, then you'll get there.
You'll get it. And then, so Alexander McQueen can call you. How do they get a hold of? What's your website? How does someone get a hold of you?
You can find me on all social media at Jenna M. Bracewell or Jenna Bracewell on Facebook and Instagram, on Twitter.
Okay.
Jenna M. Bracewell on Instagram. You can email me at jmbracewell.jb@gmail.com if you want to hire me for anything. I'm very open to working with new people. I love getting to experience other people's art forms, and like I said, it's important to be diverse, so I like trying new things. So yeah.
And great. And not only does she like trying new things, you've seen some of her shots. Her portfolios are amazing. She's diverse in all of your different looks. Great mindset.
Thank you.
Beautiful personality. And this one's tough. I like this. You're not, like she said, she's not going to stop till she gets there. Great. It was so wonderful talking to you this morning and learning.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. And please come back. So that's a wrap for today. So everyone have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.